Can you use ChatGPT to write your essays? Hi there, my name is Brian Collins. Welcome to the Become a Writer Today channel. I've been using ChatGPT extensively since it first came out. It's a fantastic tool for writers of all types. And if you're interested in using it to write your essay, some good news and a caveat. The good news is that it's really useful for planning and writing parts of your essay. But the caveat is that you shouldn't rely on ChatGPT to write your entire essay. In this video, I'm going to explain how it can help you and what you should do versus what you should avoid. Hope you enjoyed this video all about using ChatGPT to write essays. I've other videos on the channel where I profile different ChatGPT use cases, and I'd expect these to change as the tool evolves. After all, it's brand spanking new. If you do enjoy this video, hit thumbs up, and to get more videos like this or about ChatGPT or writing, don't forget to subscribe to the Become a Writer Today channel. So for the purposes of this video, let's assume we want to write an essay about the creative process. So I put this specific prompt into ChatGPT, and that's my first tip for you. Be as specific as possible with your prompts. So I asked it to write 10 ideas for an essay about the creative process for writers. Then I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these ideas to work on. It took about 10 seconds to come up with these results. The role of research in writing, the use of symbols and imagery in storytelling, writing as therapy. But the one that stood out best for me was item 4. Developing a routine, the importance of having a consistent writing schedule for productivity. So normally when I have an idea for an essay that I want to write, my next step is to come up with a good headline or multiple headlines. That's because it gives me a bit more of a constraint to work within. Let's ask ChatGPT to help with that. I put in the prompt, write 10 headlines about item 4. So again, I'm going to pick the one that's most relevant to the essay that I'm thinking of writing. It came up with lots of good headlines. Why developing a writing routine is key to boosting productivity. The benefits of a consistent writing schedule. But the one that's most relevant for creativity is item 7. Unlocking your creativity, the importance of a writing routine. I used this specific prompt. What should people know about the link between a good writing routine and creativity? So now ChatGPT has come up with 7 different points that I can include in my essay. So depending on the length of my essay, these could be paragraphs, or these could be just sections, or even individual sentences. Increases productivity, enhances creativity, reduces writer's block, supports focus and discipline, and so on. I've used ChatGPT with mixed results when I've asked it to include some facts and statistics in content that it produces. That's because of the data set that's fed into ChatGPT. So often, sometimes these facts and statistics may be incorrect, or you may have to double check them. So if you want to include something like this in your essays, which is always a good idea, I'd recommend you go and consult some other secondary or primary sources. So an example of a secondary source is this article on Fast Company, which is a listicle of 7 surprising facts about creativity according to science. And an example of a primary source would be the original research paper. So what I did is I went through this secondary source and pulled out 3 relevant facts that I wanted to include in my essay. Now, if I had a bit more time, I would actually go and pull out the facts from the original research paper. But for the purposes of this video, the secondary source will do. So I went ahead and gave ChatGPT this prompt. Expand on the above points that it provided, incorporating these facts. And these are the 3 facts that I pulled out from this research paper. So because I've researched and checked these prior to using ChatGPT, I know that the results stand a better chance of being correct. So now you can see ChatGPT has expanded on each of the points that I could include in my essay, and it's also worked in references to the facts or statistics that I sourced as well. So as an example, having a good writing routine will increase your productivity as a creative. It will help you prioritize your time and lead to more consistent progress. And according to ChatGPT and my own research, this is supported by research which was published in the American Psychology Journal in 1992, all about non-conscious processes. Now, as an essay writer, I may want to go ahead and write into this or perhaps strengthen the argument some more. But this, for writing an essay, will be enough to get started rather than staring at the blank cursor or a new Word document. That said, I know a block of text like this can be a little bit overwhelming, particularly if you're new to writing essays. Sometimes it's better to have a more structured outline. And elsewhere on this channel, I have extensive videos where I profile some of the best outlining apps and my outlining process. So I'm going to incorporate a little bit of that thinking into my next ChatGPT prompt. So I said, based on the above information, so all of this here and the research and facts, create me a bullet point outline for a 2,000 word essay, so I'm assuming this is the ideal word count, on the topic of a writing routine and creativity. Because sometimes I found it's helpful to re-emphasize or reinforce specifically what you want ChatGPT to do. Otherwise, you may get some general answers and you may have to re-input the prompt. So it's come up with an introduction, and I should cover the definition of a writing routine, its importance in the creative process, and a quick overview of the research that I've found. So these will be the facts that I found as part of my research. Then it's covering the key sections in the article, so increasing productivity, enhancing creativity, focus and discipline, exploration, a revision process, providing a sense of accomplishment, new insights, and finally a conclusion where I recap the research and provide some final thoughts based on my own analysis. And then for the references, it's saying I should include a list of sources cited in the essay. So again, this could be enough for me to go ahead and dictate or write the first draft of this essay. Now, if you like, you can ask ChatGPT to help you write the individual sections in your essay or the formed part of your outline. Now, I don't really recommend doing this, and I'll explain why in a moment. But for the purposes of this video, here's the prompt that I used. So I asked ChatGPT to expand on this section. Number 4, supports focus and discipline, and I just pasted back in the original section. And you can see ChatGPT has provided a longer answer for each of the points that form or comprise section 4. Now, some new essayists might just take this copy or this part of the essay or this output and use it verbatim in their work. But I don't recommend doing this because it's not very original. ChatGPT is simply remixing content that's been fed into it through its data set. Instead, I recommend now taking this information that ChatGPT has produced and inserting your own analysis, your own point of view, or perhaps your own interpretation of the research or literature for the essay. If it's an academic essay, you're going to cite your sources. And if it's a more informal essay for an online publication, perhaps you're going to put in a bit of colour, personal stories, or humour. In other words, you're not just producing bland content with the help of AI, you're using it to support your essay writing process to create something that's original. And of course, you can do this with each of the individual sections in your outline as you wish. Now, if you are going to do this, I do recommend that you label the ChatGPT prompt on your dashboard on the left-hand side so you can easily find it later on. And because ChatGPT is brand new at the time of recording this video, I've noticed that sometimes it can go offline because lots of people are using it. So you may want to save the output to Google Docs in case you're facing a deadline for your essay as well. There are a couple of other ways that you can use ChatGPT for your essays. Here's one. If you've written a good few essays, you'll know that it's sometimes a bit frustrating to be asked to write a summary or an abstract to go along with it. So this is something ChatGPT can help with. Here's an essay I wrote a while ago about how to overcome a lack of creativity. Well, arguably it's an article, but it'll suffice for this example, and it's linked to what we were talking about a few moments ago. So what you're going to do is just simply copy it to your clipboard. Then you're going to go over to ChatGPT and you're going to paste in your essay, but you're going to use this specific prompt. Summarize this article or this essay and then just paste in the results below. Then ChatGPT should produce something that you can use. You know, it's ideally 100, 150 words long to go along with your essay. And this can be a real time saver if you find this part of the process frustrating. This is the part of the video where I normally summarize everything that you need to know about using a tool like ChatGPT to write essays and more. Instead, I decided to ask it. So explain to me how ChatGPT can help me write essays. And according to ChatGPT or the AI, it can provide information and answer questions and help with research and organizing ideas. And I can actually use it for suggestions on language, on grammar. Now, personally, if I need help with language and grammar, I actually use a grammar checker tool like Grammarly, and I have a Grammarly tutorial on this channel, which I recommend you check out. I do like that ChatGPT included this caveat. It's not a substitute for your own creativity, which links back to what I was saying earlier about stories, or critical thinking, which links back to what I was saying about your analysis and your writing skills. After all, a really good writer knows how to captivate the attention of readers. They're not just producing bland content. So it's up to you, the essayist, to use the information that ChatGPT has provided and provide it in a way that accurately reflects your thoughts and arguments and appeals to whoever is reading your essays. So I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of using ChatGPT to write essays. It's a fantastic tool, and I have other videos on the channel about it which I recommend you check out. If you want to get those and more, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have other topics you'd like me to cover, please do let me know in the comments section below.